Yo, what is up, guys? So today we're talking about the welterweight fight between Carlos Condit and Matt Brown at UFC Fight Night Holler vs. Cater. And guys, before we get into the video, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you guys don't miss when I post a new video. That'd be absolutely insane. But guys, let's get back to the video. Alright guys, so both Carlos Condit and Matt Brown are top 50 welterweight fighters in the world. Carlos Condit, the 42nd best welterweight fighter in the world. Matt Brown, the 50th best welterweight fighter in the world. Carlos Condit has a record of 31 wins and 13 losses. He just came off a win in his last fight around 3 months ago. I believe over Court McGee by unanimous decision. In the fight, he actually broke Court McGee's nose, which was absolutely insane. But Matt Brown has a record of 22 wins and 17 losses. Coming off a loss in his last fight, however, around 7.5 months ago to Miguel Baeza by left hook knockout. Before that, getting 2 TKO wins over Diego Sanchez and then Ben Saunders. Both fighters are such a veteran fighters on this UFC roster. Carlos Condit is 36.5 years old. That is absolutely insane. Matt Brown is actually older than Carlos Condit, as he just turned 40 years old 6 days ago. They're similar heights and similar reaches. Carlos Condit has a height of 6 foot 2 inches tall. Matt Brown is currently 6 foot tall, so a little advantage there over Carlos Condit in this fight. They both have the same reach at 76 inches. And then the betting odds for this fight have Carlos Condit as a minus 155, a moderate favorite to win the fight. They have Matt Brown as a plus 140 moderate underdog to win the fight. So a pretty close fight according to the odds makers. And if you look at the Tabology predictions, out of 750 different votes, 83% of the vote are going for Carlos Condit to win the fight, mainly by unanimous decision. And then some people obviously have him winning the fight by knockout. 17% of the vote are going for Matt Brown to win the fight, mainly by unanimous decision. And then some people have him winning the fight by knockout. This should be an amazing fight. I cannot wait for this fight to happen. Alright guys, so Carlos Condit, 31-13 as a pro MMA fighter. That is absolutely insane. This man started his pro MMA career back in 2002 with 4 straight wins, joined KOTC, got a first round armbar submission win, got a first round knockout win, got a win over Jarvis Brenman, got a first round triangle choke submission win over Brandon Melendez, lost his first ever pro MMA fight to Carlo Prater, came back with 2 straight wins, got 2 more wins, lost 1 fight by first round heel hook submission to Satoru Kitaoka, came back with a win, got a first round knockout win, lost his next fight to Jake Shields, came back with a win over Frank Strigg, lost his next fight to Pat Healy by 3rd round rear naked choke submission, came back with a 3rd round TKO win, a 3rd round Kimura submission win, a 1st round TKO win, a 1st round rear naked choke submission win inside a WEC over Carl Jensen, got a 2nd round rear naked choke submission win over John Alessio, literally with 1 second left in that 2nd round. That was absolutely insane. That was back in 2007. Then in his next fight, got a main event spot at WEC 29, Condit vs. Larson, where he got a 1st round armbar submission win over Brock Larson, got a 1st round guillotine choke submission in his next fight over Carlo Prater, and then in his last ever WEC main event at WEC 35 against Hiromitsu Miura, ended up getting a 4th round knockout. Absolutely insane. That was back in 2008, but 1 year later in 2009, the UFC and WEC merged together into one promotion, and in his first fight inside the UFC, ended up getting a loss to Martin Kampmann by split decision, came back with a decision win over Jake Ellenberger, was supposed to fight Chris Ladle and then Paul Daly, but those fights fell through, so instead he fought undefeated Rory McDonald, who was 10-0 at the time, and won the fight by 3rd round knockout with 7 seconds left in that fight. That was an amazing knockout win right at the end of the fight. They got a 1st round knockout win over Dan Hardy in his next one, a 1st round flying knee knockout win in his next fight against another undefeated fighter in Dong Young Kim, and then he was supposed to fight BJ Penn, then he was supposed to fight George St. Pierre, then he was supposed to fight Josh Koscheck. All of those fights ended up falling through, and finally in a main event at UFC 143 against Nick Diaz, ended up fighting for the interim welterweight championship and won the fight by unanimous decision, getting him a title shot against one of the best fighters of all time in George St. Pierre. Lost that fight by unanimous decision, lost his next fight as well to Johnny Hendricks by unanimous decision, came back with a 4th round knockout win over Martin Kampmann in a main event at UFC Fight Night 27, lost his next fight to Tyron Woodley by 2nd round knee injury, came back with a 2nd round TKO win over Thiago Alves. He actually broke Thiago Alves' nose. Absolutely insane. But in his next fight, in a main event at UFC 195 for the title, for the welterweight championship, but guys, that fight was so close, and Carlos Condit ended up losing that fight by split decision. It was so close. But he ended up losing his next 4 pro MMA fights to Damian Maia by 1st round rear naked choke submission, Neil Magny by unanimous decision, Alex Oliveira by by second round in guillotine choke submission, Michael Chiesa by second round Kimura, and then in 2020, back in I believe August or October, somewhere around there, ended up fighting Court McGee and won the fight by unanimous decision, breaking his 5-fight losing streak. Absolutely insane, and he looks to get another win here over Matt Brown in this fight. Alright guys, so Matt Brown, 22-17 as a pro MMA fighter. This dude is an absolute beast. He's been fighting since 2005. Started off not that good. I got 2 wins, lost 1, got a win, lost 2, got 3 wins, lost 2, got 1 win, and then lost 1. And then 2008, got a shot on the Ultimate Fighter Season 7. Got a win over Josh Hall by first round knockout. Got a first round head kick KO win over Jeremy May. Lost the second fight by second round triangle choke submission. And then on the Ultimate Fighter 7 finale against Matt Arroyo, got a second round knockout win. Joined the UFC in 2008, fought Dong Young Kim in his first fight inside of the UFC, lost that fight by split decision, came back with a second round armbar submission win over Ryan Thomas, got a first round knockout win over Pete Sell, got a third round knockout win over James Wilkes, lost his next fight to Ricardo Almeida by second round rear naked choke submission, lost his next 2 fights both by second round submission to Chris Lido and Brian Foster, came back with a decision win over John Howard, lost his next fight to Seth Pakinski by second round guillotine choke submission, came back with a second round knockout win over Chris Cope, a unanimous decision win over Steven Wonderboy Thompson, who was undefeated at 6-0 at the time, got a second round knockout win over Luis Ramos in his next fight, got a second round knockout win over Mike Swick, a second round knockout win over Jordan Main, a first round knockout win over Mike Pyle, a third round knockout win over Eric Silva, but lost his next 2 fights, both by unanimous decision to Robbie Lawler and Johnny Hendricks, came back with a first round guillotine choke submission win over Tim Means, and lost his next 3 pro MMA fights to Damian Maia, Jake Ellenberger, and Donald Cerrone, came back with a first round knockout win over Diego Sanchez, and a second round TKO win over Ben Saunders, but lost his most recent fight to Miguel Baeza by second round knockout, and looks to come back with a win here over Carlos Condit in this fight. Alright guys, so the first thing I really want to mention is Carlos Condit has the age advantage in this fight by 4 years. I mean, Carlos Condit is 36.5 years old. I mean, you don't really see much 36.5 years old fighters inside the UFC, so Carlos Condit is already old to begin with, but Matt Brown is 40 years old as of 6 days ago. I mean, that just seems a little bit too old for the welterweight division. I understand if you're 40, 41 years old in the heavyweight or light heavyweight division, one of the bigger divisions. But I mean, if you're 40 years old in the welterweight division, that is going to play a humongous factor in the fight. Carlos Condit looked really, really good in his last fight against Court McGee, and ended up getting a unanimous decision win. Broke his nose in the first round. I mean, come on, Carlos Condit is looking really, really good. I am 100% going for Carlos Condit to win this fight by unanimous decision. Alright guys, if you agree or disagree with that prediction, I don't really care. Put your predictions in the comment section below. I love to see what you guys think is going to happen in this welterweight fight. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you guys don't miss when I post a new prediction video or MMA news video. We post videos almost every single day. A new series, Monday Matchmaker. Every single Monday, we post a new video about every single division inside of the UFC, and we look at which fighters should fight which fighters in every single division. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here.